it that we have two countries in Nigeria? Because I'm not understanding this. I've just seen the most ridiculous headline, and I think we need to talk about it. If we can talk about this, then we should talk about this. About a month ago, this young lady was on the internet trending for speaking out against the economy, the Nigerian economy, even going as far as calling out the presidency. And yes, she got a bit of a backlash, but we all stood by her. Many people stood by her, lawyers, human rights activists, to the point that she started up a whole 30 days challenge on the internet. Because of her, the whole 30 days challenge was created. And we saw some small changes to the point where the NYC allowance was increased to about 77,000 naira thereabout. Now, rewind back to 2024. This young lady here spoke up against the Sokoto government. The government of Sokoto, not necessarily the government, she spoke up against the situation of Sokoto in November of 2024. And I did not even hear about this. However, currently, in the same way that these two ladies are speaking up with their voices, this particular young girl was sentenced to 2 years in prison with 12 strokes of the cane and a fine of 50,000 naira. All because she spoke up against poverty, terrorism, banditry, and rape in Sokoto. And when I first saw this headline, I was like, this is a joke. This got to be a joke. This is a joke. This is not true, because this doesn't make sense. Then I went online and I saw it on Vanguard. I saw that this has been a thing since last year. I saw that she has been fighting for herself in court since last year, November, up until this year. Even to the point that Amnesty International intervened because they kept threatening her life and that of her lawyer's life. To my confusion, I was like, this is a joke. This is not real. There is no way she's being sentenced to 2 years in prison, being flogged 12 strokes of the cane because she spoke up against poverty and rape and banditry and terrorism. Like, in my mind, I'm like, she got to have done something else. She got to have done something else. I want to read what she's being charged with. Like, what are the charges saying in court? Like, what is her offense? What did she do? Because speaking up against poverty and mistreatment in the country is not a crime. So I wanted to be sure what this was, because this can't be true. And so I read on Amnesty International, because a lot of these stories and videos I've been seeing regarding Amdiya Sidi Sharif, that's her name, 18 years old Amdiya Sidi Sharif, we're mostly in Hausa. So a lot of the videos you see regarding her is mostly in Hausa. Maybe that's why it didn't go as viral as it should, because many of the videos are in Hausa. So I decided to go to Amnesty International to get more information on their website. Whereupon I saw the actual clarity as to why the Sokoto government is punishing her, which they said she used insulting words and abusive languages in her expression. And then she is accused of also inciting disturbance, not violence, inciting disturbance, for criticizing the governor of Sokoto State, Mr. Ahmed Aliyu. So basically, this is a crime, using insulting words, abusive words, and also inciting disturbance, which, to be honest with you, I don't even know what that means in English. I don't know what inciting, I would have understood inciting violence. You know, maybe she was ranting and then she was like, we need to stand up, we need to fight. That I can understand is inciting violence. But what exactly is inciting disturbance? And let's talk about insultive words. This girl also got the same backlash for calling the government incompetent. Now, I don't know what words she used, so I'm not going to place it side by side. But at the same time, is it not the same rights that they both have? Exactly. Like, is it different? Because her video or her ranting incited us to speak about it. And I think that is what the Sokoto government is referring to as disturbance. Instead of the Sokoto government to focus on the things that she complained about, that she mentioned, instead of them to focus on or investigate the banditry, the rape, the terrorism, they are literally going after her. They are pretty much trying to use her to send a message to people who are thinking of maybe speaking up or speaking out. Because I don't understand how a young girl, as young as 18, is calling out the government for their shortcomings, for the travesty, for the crime being committed against people in Sokoto. And rather than look at the problem, they are going after the person pointing out the problem. Pretty much, this is a clear message. This is not about the insults. This is not about the abusive words she used, because I'm sure the governor of Sokoto State has pretty much heard worse than whatever she may have used. So for them to shift their focus from the problem to the person calling out the problem, I feel like that is a strong message the Sokoto government is pretty much passing. This is a clear message. This is, I don't know what message it is, but from what I see, it's obvious that they're rather bandits or terrorists. They're rather the rape continues than someone speak against it, because make it make sense. Why is she going 2 years? Come on, 2 years for insults, 12 strokes of the cane, then 50. I understand the 12 strokes of the cane. I can understand that, because if she had insulted the Sokoto governor, that would be rude, given that their tradition and their beliefs are different. Maybe the fine of 50K, I understand, but 2 years in prison, that 2 whole years. Come on, it's ridiculous for it. See, I just feel like this is more than just the insulting words. This is another message that the government is trying to pass, and the fact that it's happening and everyone is acting like this did not just happen. I don't know. I cannot believe it's in the same country that we are. This girl is getting punished for speaking up against a government. And the thing is, again, I don't know the exact video where she spoke, where she's being punished for. I didn't see it, I didn't hear it. It may have been in Hausa, so I may not know how to translate the words verbatim to know which one exactly hit the nerves of the Sokoto governor to punish her the way they are doing. But it's so ridiculous and unfortunate that she is going through this because of a TikTok video she made. Like, it's ironic. It's ridiculous in my opinion. And to think that not only was she just arrested and sentenced, when she made that video back then, she was tracked down, kidnapped a little bit, abducted by a group of bandits who beat her up severely and threw her out of a moving keke. After sustaining the injuries and trying to heal, she had to go face court. I think she also appeared in Break the Family too. And I don't know how that turned out, because when I saw the video, it's mostly in Hausa. So I could not understand what was going on there. But if this is the actual situation, if this is all that it is, that she is being punished for speaking up against poverty, she spoke up against women who were displaced in the Sokoto, how they were being sexually abused and mistreated. And then she spoke up against how bandits were just coming into villages without no restraint. And if that is all, then it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we're in a country where people are calling out the mistreatment of others and we are just here standing and looking. I feel like we let her down. I wish more people had heard about the story. Hopefully, she would have gotten enough backing, enough noise to literally not let this get as far as it went. Because in my opinion, if she used insulting words, I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. I don't know. But somewhere in the comment section, I read that her trial is under Sharia law. It's not under the normal legal system as the rest of the world. So she's being tried under Sharia law. And I guess this is what happens. If you're in a Sharia country, I guess you are limited to the words you used. You're limited to the words you use, and you're limited to its kind of privilege that people in the non-Sharia states have. And I don't know what that means, to be very honest with you. And I guess I should have known it's Sharia law the moment I saw 12 strokes of the cane, because this is really unfortunate. I can't believe it's the same country that we are in, where one person speaks about the government and there is a whole rally behind her, people standing up for her, changes are being made, people are speaking up against the government more on TikTok, and another girl does it first. She did it first, and she's getting 2 years in prison, 12 strokes of the cane, and has to pay 50,000 naira fine. Wow. One Nigeria, they say. One Nigeria.